Healthcare remains difficult to afford or access for many Montanans. Well, what is your solution to this persistent problem?
Yeah, sure, I'll solve the healthcare problem in 90 seconds. So we got to start with principles, and then we got to move into details, okay? We need to acknowledge that there are two obstacles towards having a good healthcare system: greed and stupidity, okay? It's obscene and disgusting and immoral that we let people profit off other people's pain. I mean, you don't have a choice when you need healthcare. It's not like going and buying a big TV or something. That's a discretionary choice. But when you get things that are public necessities that we all need, those need to be treated differently, and we should not let people profit off those. This was a fateful decision that Richard Nixon made to go to a profit-based system. We need to unwind that now. How you get there is a separate question. In my remaining 40 seconds in solving this problem, here's what I'll tell you I'd like to see us do. I'd like to see the federal government set some standards, and then let's let the states experiment. We have 50 states. Obama made a huge error when he tried to impose a solution on everybody. We got to have this come from the ground up. We saw that. Remember when all the AstroTurf with Obamacare and people were saying, keep your government hands off my Medicare and all that nonsense, right? That was crazy. That just shows you people don't like that stuff. So let's let it come from the ground up. Some states will come up with good ideas. Some will try things. Let's let the experimentation occur, and it's going to take a minute, and we have to be patient. So I hope, maybe that solves it, Chuck, I don't know.
Maybe we can come back on later on. So, Mr. Lux, now you have 60 seconds to solve the healthcare problem.
Well, you know, I think that I can at least point us in the right direction. Healthcare has been a very, very big key point in my campaign from the very beginning. In Montana especially, we suffer from a lack of healthcare beyond what other states do because we're rural. And we can't always drive the 3, 4, 5 hours we need to go and get a specialty care, especially if you're talking about the farmers and the other rural communities that are out there that don't have access to the infrastructure of Billings or Helena. So here are the things I want to see done. First off, I want to see a complete repeal of the subsidies that we are paying towards these for-profit insurance companies that are then charging exorbitant amounts for coverage on top of that. And instead, I want to see that money be used to build a single-payer healthcare system that can actually provide basic coverage, opt-in coverage for every single American. On top of that, I want to see a rural infrastructure grant to be able to create satellite locations for basic, preventative, and examination care across all of the small towns in Montana to make sure that the things that are big problems are not left until it's too late. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lux. Mr. Windy Boy, your response to this thorny dilemma here.
Thank you very much. I'll go back to the point of where I talked about on Native American issues. You know, the health, education, and welfare should be afforded to all Montanans across. Universal health care, I'll support that. But if the best we can get out of this Congress of having Medicaid reinstituted back in the system, I'll support that too. In Montana legislature, they just passed the Medicaid expansion. I voted for that because I believe everybody should be afforded affordable health care. Instead, this Congress had kicked off 73,000 Montanans off Medicaid who really need it. And so when you take a look at the concept of the treaties of what the federal government told the natives, the health, education, welfare, as long as the sun shines, as long as the water flows and the grass grows, that's the kind of promise that the federal government needs to be given to not only natives, but for everybody. And I'll be supportive of Native American issues the rest of my life.